Good morning. How are you guys doing today? I've got to get, I got a little technology difficulty here. There we go. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're ready for an amazing month. You might feel like they were kind of stressed out over the weekend. It was a wonderful holiday weekend. Went to the Georgia Clemson game. How many of you went to a football game? Let me have this is football's back, so let's have some thumbs up. If there's an emoji that's like the mascot, if you're a tiger, you got a tiger paw. But the Bulldogs did well. Hope your team did well this weekend. It's all a sign of summer being over and the new season's kicking back into gear. And our family around here, we absolutely love high school and college football, so we're excited about that. So that was kind of the highlight of our weekend, going to the Georgia Dome for the Georgia Clemson game. It was fun. We had a great time, and our team won. And then did a little bit of boating as I was watching the metamorphosis of the Juice Plus digital transformation take place. So let me give you a little bit of a heads up so you can put in the comments people's names that you'd like to join us and kick off September well. We're going to take a few minutes this morning and we're going to talk about something new that we have. The Juice Plus company is in the midst of like a 4-day digital transformation where the old is going away and the new is coming. So I'll give you just a minute. Put names in the comments right here of people that you'd like to watch this now. But even if you don't think they're available, they can watch it later because it'll stay here on Facebook and on YouTube. I don't know about you guys, but while we're waiting for Facebook to wake up, anybody have a good early start today? I've already played a round of golf this morning. Can you believe that? It was 62 degrees here, and we just played 9 holes, but I was 2 over after 9 holes. I wanted to keep going, but I came back to be with you guys because we got lots of stuff to do today, but I had to get out and play around the golf with my guys I play with try to play with once a week. Anyway, and they changed our tee time so we wouldn't get in the heat. But it was fun. So I hope you guys are doing some fun things. This is a great weather time of year. But let's talk about what's happening with our company. I've been with the company for 37 years. I'm in my 37th year. One of the things to celebrate the new is I got me a new bookshelf, and I actually got rid of, I think it's the last piece of furniture that I bought in 1988 when we started our Juice Plus business. We actually rented an office back then. Can you believe that? We were paying a couple $1,000s a month to rent an office. Can you believe that? Every day I got up and I went to work with a suit, a pocket square, and a tie. I was somebody fancy. Can you imagine today in our business the joy of working from home? We actually had a training room, it had an office. We didn't have the internet, didn't have email. I remember the first thing I bought was a fax machine. I couldn't afford it. It was $2,400, and I did a lease with Fujitsu. I leased a fax machine to fax in all my orders. And today is the dawn of a new day. We've had websites and email for many years, even decades now. But over the weekend, our company took Venus and Bubba, and for those of you that don't know, Venus and Bubba were the names of our racks of computer systems, mainframe computer systems that were at our home office in Memphis, Tennessee. And Bubba was our computer system, and when we got our new phone system, his little sister, we named her Venus. And they ran our entire system globally from these massive mainframes in Memphis that were backed up in Phoenix and other places. They had data backups. But over the weekend, everything was migrated to the cloud. We have gone from Bubba and Venus to, I don't know what the new computer's name's going to be, but it's in the cloud, and it's, it got the power of the most powerful computers out there. We've partnered with Shopify, which is the leading retail software company in the world, to manage our customer sales experience and so they can manage their own accounts, and for us to manage our accounts and manage when we onboard someone and bring them in the business, they're going to come through that Shopify system. And then we've got a new system called Zego to manage our back end. And over the weekend, it's going in phases, but if as a partner with the Juice Plus company, if you haven't already, you'll be getting an email with a link for you to set up your new system. It is so fast. It works so well. It's so exciting. Now, every bell and whistle that we want, and it's not going to be perfect day one, but the data's going to be real time, and it's like going to be updated, and things are going to be added on a daily basis they just had to migrate all the data. So super exciting. But let's dive into what it's going to look like. In my opinion, what's it going to look like as we have this new start for September? It's a different new start for us. I feel like R2D2 is giving out our instructions today. However he talks, my kids can mimic him. But I feel like we're at a new place, a new, fresh beginning of, I guess the way I would describe it is, I feel like it's going to be the first time in our company's history that we're going to have technology being one of our biggest assets instead of maybe a liability or something that was not. It was the only thing that wasn't excellent and up to modern standards, and now it is. So it's been a super exciting weekend. Anytime you make a big change, it's a little hairy, a little scary, and the data migration was slower than they thought. There was a point at which there were 100,000 pipes of data moving the migration over, and then there were only 20,000. So it's like you're driving your truck, and if you've got a scheduled delivery, and all of a sudden you have one lane of traffic instead of 6, and so the migration slowed down. But they got all that straightened out. There was never a flaw, just slow data migration and issues with the migration getting over as fast as we wanted. So it's gonna be amazing. So just wait for your email. You'll get a link to log in and log over. And just before we dive into starting September well, one more thing about the data transformation. You're going to get an opportunity in an email to create 3 logins for right now. It'll be a unified login down the road, but right now you're going to have a login for juiceplus.com, which is where you manage your Shopify. You're going to have a login for the back office of Juice Plus, which is your Zego, and you're going to have a login for hub.juiceplus.com. And don't wear yourself out and drive yourself crazy. Just you have to use your email that you use with the company for your partner account, but then just make the same password for all 3 and it'll be easy. And then once we have a unified inbox or unified login, you'll be logged into one and logged into all of them. But just right out of the gate, you've got to set up your email and password in each of the 3. So just make sure it's the same in all 3. Make your life easy. Don't complicate that. Okay? Now, here's what I want you to think about. As we move into this new situation, how many of you remember the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire TV show where one of your options was to phone a friend? Take the opportunity to phone a friend, phone your upline. If you have a question or you're frustrated, something's different. There's not going to be something that's wrong more than there is something that's different, and you can't necessarily, maybe your cruise control is on your steering wheel instead of on your blinker, like you change cars, It's there, it's just in the wrong place. Phone a friend. Because if you're like me, there is not a snowball's chance that I'm going to get out a user manual and glossary and index. I'm going to call somebody and make my life easy. So don't feel like you've got to get out some kind of user manual and read it. There's going to be Voxers, there are going to be forums and chats and Zoom calls, and we're going to make sure everybody's comfortable and learns how to drive their new car. It's an amazing, shiny new toy, and we're super excited about it, okay? Now, one of the places there's going to be training on boards. There's a digital transformation guide that's on the hub, and that same information is also on boards. So if you don't know where that is, reach out to your upline NMD. They can connect you. Go to hub.juiceplus.com and create your login, and you can have access to that, okay? Now, we can talk some more, and maybe we'll do a Zoom call that's open to to everybody where we can just do a digital transformation Q&A. We want to wait and let everybody get their logins and get their emails. So over the next 24 hours, all that should happen, and we'll schedule some more time to have a debrief. But I really want us to start this new month and think about what are the steps to starting well. I mean, you should have, if you're like me, if you're in some of the NMD chats and some of the founders chats and 100 Club and digital transformation chats, even if you haven't gotten your email yet to set up your new account and your login, the simplicity and the speed at which this new thing works, it just works so well, so seamlessly, so flawlessly. Yes, there are going to be nomenclatures and semantics and things that we need to modify a little bit and tweak, but it's awesome. So let's take that energy and this new fresh beginning as we've got our new toy and we're about to head to Phoenix, and let's make sure that you go through these steps. Schedule a call with your mentor to start the month out, ask the 3 questions, update your memory jogger, know what your calendar and events are for the month, and we'll dive into looking at that, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to schedule a call with whoever you're calling your mentor in this business. It could be your sponsor. It could be your upline national marketing director. It could be your sponsor. But who is that person that pours into you, that's available for you, that's that leader you respect, that would sit down and take the time to help you look at your business and schedule your month out so that you can manage it well this month? All of us need that person. Remember, we talk about, I've even got a reel or a video out right now about needing to have those roles in your life, Paul, Simon, Barnabas. And you need a Paul in your life to mentor you. Whoever that person is, before the 5th of the month is kind of my cutoff. Sometime between the 1st and the 5th, I want you to have that call with that person. And one of the things you're going to do on that call is you're going to ask 3 questions. We've talked about this a lot, but you're going to have your data, your PVC report. You're going to have that's going to give you your downline data from last month, what happened personally, what happened on your team. You're going to know in your head the events and things that are not on those data reports, the Zoom calls you did, the 3-way calls you did, and you're going to have all that. You're going to gather all those resources. And then what I want you to do is I want you to be on the phone with your mentor, and I want you to ask these 3 questions every single month. And these 3 questions will work well for a marriage, for parenting, for any type of organization, ministry, business experience, to assess where you are. And we're looking at building each month. So we're talking about a monthly, ask these 3 questions about the previous month and the current month and the next month, okay? So what went well? What did you do well in August that you need to celebrate, you need to be aware of, you need to make sure that you continue? So let's celebrate the victories. What did you do to get those 3 new customers? Did you post more regularly on social media? What are the things, the activities you did in August to get the good results you got that we need to make sure you continue doing, okay? Some of you may have a lot of things. Some maybe you have a few things. Some of you, August might be a blank slate. You need to look back on July maybe. But some of it's going to show up in data on your report. Some of it you're going to know because of the events you hosted, the events you attended, the events you took guests to, whether they were live events or virtual events. Log that in, celebrate those victories, and make sure you do those again in September, okay? Now, what went wrong? What didn't go so well? We need to look at that too. Because chances are there were some obstacles in your life that you had to deal with, Maybe there were family issues. Maybe you moved. Maybe you had vacation. Maybe there were some things that got in your way. Maybe there were plans for you to do an event or whatever, and you let scheduling get you messed up. You let procrastination make you cancel some things. Maybe you didn't do a good job of scheduling your time so that you had a certain amount of time available for the 3 types of communications you need to make: the hot, warm, and cold. You need to cold call people that you've never talked to about Juice Plus. You may know them, but Juice Plus is cold. You need to do follow-up on the ones that are in process, that are interested, that you're following up with. You've already made an initial contact. They haven't made a decision yet. Those are your warm calls. And then your hot calls are to your customers, to your team members, to motivate, encourage, train, and equip those people. We've got allergies going down here. I'm so sorry. Trying to wash it down this morning. That's the downside of being live, because if I had recorded this, Trey would have edited that cough out like snap, like that. Can't do it live though. So whatever went wrong last month, whatever the obstacles were, whatever got in your way, whatever you didn't do that you wanted to do, why did that happen? Let's get rid of the things that went wrong. Let's remove those obstacles. Let's plan better, schedule better, not procrastinate, whatever that looks like. But let's look back on what went well, celebrate, keep doing them. What went wrong, stop doing those things and do things differently. And that's really the third question. What can I do better? What can I do different based on the answers to those first 2 questions to make this month even better? Okay? So your call with your mentor, you ask those 3 questions, and then you really need to make sure, and you don't have to use my training. This is a training that's on our website that's got all the resources you need. It's on boards too. But I want to make sure that you have a current active memory jogger. Now, one of the ways that I know that somebody's serious about this business, that's new and they've said they want to get started, they have goals. Maybe they want to be a national marketing director because they need to be on benefits. Maybe they need the cash or income from this business. One of the ways that I know that they're serious is the number of 3-way phone calls they do with me each week from their memory jogger. Now, the first one might be scary, but once you understand, it's really about 2 people you love and trust, you bringing them together, playing matchmaker, letting them meet each other, and see if God does something amazing and creates a spark that starts a fire, because these 2 people connect with you and your business and what your goals are and what you want to do, and it becomes part of their goals, and they want to join you. And so the way I know that somebody's serious really is that they have a current memory jogger, and then that they're scheduling regular 3-way phone calls with me so that I can be on the phone with them, and so they earn while they learn. And I get to be the seasoned, experienced expert to talk with their new people that they care about and love, while they're learning. And the ones that are doing, consistent 3-way phone calls with me, they're growing, they're building their paycheck, their titles are going, they're on their way to national marketing director. The ones that aren't, usually they're talking about doing this business, and they're in a phase where they're talking about it and not doing it. Faith without works is dead. Is that saying in Scripture? And so you can believe something, you can say something, you can dream about something, but at some point in time, you've got to change. You've got to activate. You've got to do something to make that happen. Okay? And I know life throws us all curveballs. It throws my family curveballs. It throws your family curveballs, and we have to deal with those. But sometimes in baseball we don't always get fastballs down the middle of the plate. We have to hit curveballs too. And we have to adjust. So I want you to make sure you have a current active memory jogger, and whoever your upline, your mentor is, that you're doing regular 3-way phone calls with them to build your business, okay? And then this is so important. Now, events are critical to our business, but events are not just going to Phoenix for a live conference. That's the big home run event. Events can be coffee at Starbucks. Events can be 3-way phone calls. An event you put on, like a launch your business event you put on Zoom. It could be Dr. Phillips coming to speak in your hometown. It could be the company sponsoring a big, huge event with, let's say, Dr. Sears is speaking. It could be a boot camp, the Blue Ridge Boot Camp, the Peachtree Boot Camp. It could be like October 26th. We have our new regional director, Stacy Whitmer, Dr. David Phillips and National Marketing Director Kevin Seltzer speaking at this cool event venue in Roswell, Georgia, on a Saturday morning from 9 to 11. I got to pick the date. The company called me. Guess why I picked October 26th? There is no Georgia football game that weekend, so there's no conflict, there's no excuse for you to be there. You need to get events on your calendar. So as you're thinking about September, obviously we have Juice Plus Live in Phoenix next week. It's going to be amazing. We're going to learn the new digital platforms. We're going to learn about our new product pipeline, our new innovation and product pipeline. In our National Marketing Director meeting, we're actually going to get to sample and taste some of the new products the company's going to be coming out with. We're going to see the new branding. I got to see it last Friday. It's unbelievable. I'm so excited. I would tell you some things, but I'd ruin the surprise. So what events do you have on your calendar? You ought to have that, 11th through 14th is Juice Plus Live in Phoenix. What's going on after that? The week of the 16th, the week of the 23rd. What's going on? Do you have events scheduled, 3-way phone calls scheduled? And when I got in this business, you know what I figured out? There were events that I could use, but I had people that I needed to share this business with, so I had to learn how to put on events, even if they were small. I pulled in my upline, my resources, and I would make events happen when I needed them, and you can do that too. Okay? All right. Now, how many of you, I'd love to see a thumbs up, how many of you got on the company's Impact Hour last week? I believe it was on Thursday night. Don't hold me to that. But Stephen Millman, our Director of Sales for North America, and Stacy Whitmer, Jason LaChance, and Laura Morales, our 3 regional marketing directors, hosted that event. And we focused in on activities for getting customers, for recruiting new team members, and for just developing your business and developing team and community. And there were specific tasks that we needed to do, very similar to the Power Hour. How many of you have been on a Power Hour or hosted a Power Hour before? So I know there's a board about that, and we will share that link. There's a board about Power Hours. And those are come out on a regular basis. And ask your National Marketing Director, because there was a new schedule that just came out for this week. But one of the things we're going to do coming up very soon, and let me back up one second. During those Power Hours, what happens is it's not you just listening to a training. There's a task that's issued. Okay, everybody, let's think about, who do you know that has a child, grandchild, or just worthy person between the ages of 4 through 26 that you could shoot a message out to and say, hey, I wanted you to know that I'd love for you to benefit from our foundation. Our Juice Plus Foundation has created a program called Healthy Starts, where you could get on the product and sponsor a worthy child, your child, grandchild. Who could you text right now? Who could you send that message to? So you take the next 5 minutes and you take that action. And then it's, who could you share? Who do you think maybe needs some extra income because of inflation right now, that they're got young kids, they're fighting the battle, and you could show them how to really take some pressure off? Who could you share, our business opportunity with? And you take those activities and you do those things instead of like talking about something and learning how to do something. You actually do it right then. So the Impact Hour was that. The Power Hour is out on a regular basis. And I am going to put a Power Hour on our website. We're going to build one so that instead of you having to wait for a schedule when you can join it, you can go in and join a recorded Power Hour, because they're all basically the same activities. But the key is it's accountability. You start and you take that hour, and the stage is set and you work for 5 minutes. And the stage is set and you work for 5 minutes. And you get results right then instead of just learning something and never putting it to practice. We're going to have a guided one that is, with voice and action, where I walk you through it. And then we're going to have one where, if you're one of those that you just need solitude to get your work done, we're going to have one where just the task in a visual picture text comes up on the screen, and you can just follow it that way without having to have sound. Okay, so we're going to have both those versions. And I don't know exactly when, but I would bet. And hey, Trey, I know you're listening. Do you think October 1st is a good goal for that? Or what's our target? Do you know what our target is to launch that on our website? Yeah, and we've got a great podcast that we're doing too. So we're ramping up what we're doing for you guys because we feel like now it's one of those seasons. Oh, I mean, I didn't mean even to venture off here, but as we go to Phoenix next week, one of the things that I'm feeling, and you're going to have to trust my feelings here for a minute. I've been in this business 36 years. That's been through multiple presidents, multiple elections, wars, economic changes, housing crashes, employment labor crashes, Y2K. We've been through a lot of cycles. And you can see how the cycles impact our business. And we've been through 3.5 years of a economic hell, honestly. You know, where you're see and hear one thing, and then you don't have enough money at the end of the month to buy groceries, and gas has doubled, and all your expenses are out the wazoo. So you feel the limit in your wallet, but they're talking like everything's great, and employment is falling off the cliff. The labor market's kind of propped up. And what I've seen is when we have a downturn like this, a reality hits home with people that I need to take care of my own future. I can't let this crazy economic bubble, elections, politics, promises, undelivered, all these kind of things, I can't let that be what my future of my family faces. I'm going to grab my own business. I'm going to build something that I've got control of. And our recruiting goes through the roof. You can believe me or not believe me because I have been through this. It's like somebody who's been through a tornado. They can tell you what it's like. I mean, you need to get in the bathtub, you get in the basement, the lowest point in the house, whatever, because they've been there, and they're not just talking like a weatherman who's been to class and seen it in a textbook and on a PowerPoint presentation from a professor. They've lived through it. Well, I've lived through 36 years with this amazing company. And I've seen the cycles and how they've impacted us. And guys, we are at the launching stage of a whole new cycle of growth. It's a place where you can look at, I've got 250 plus national marketing directors on my team. That's the top level of the company. These are families that are on benefits that are making incredible incomes from this business. Most of those national marketing directors were brought on board in 3 different waves in the last 36 years. There were 3 waves where the major increase in leadership happened because of economic and outside conditions made those quality kind of people. Listen, you found people that were hungry for a change. Their desire was so strong that the tomorrow they wanted, they would do the things today to go make that tomorrow happen. They made their memory joggers. They did the 3-way phone calls. They were consistent with that activity. I mean, there's no way to fail, you know? And so I feel that right now. And that's why we're loading up with podcasts, with videos, with reels, with we're going to organize our playlist on YouTube and make everything that we have available to you guys. But you got to be doing 3-way phone calls with your team. You just that's something you have to be doing right now. I think it's really important, too, to plan your week. To start your week out with intention and focus and not just let it happen. I mean, we're so guilty as a society of just, we get involved in things and then we just let them happen and we live with the results. That's a pitiful way to live. You want to wake up and seize the week, take charge of it, intentionally make this week amazing. And we can't do all that for you, but we can kind of create a cattle prod and a spark to help you get your week going. We're not going to drive you crazy with text messages. Once a week on Monday mornings, there's going to be a message from me. Call it Wake Up with Kurt, whatever you want to call it. But if you'll text Wake Up to that phone number, you can be added to that list. You can drop off by typing in X Wake Up whenever you want to. You can share that. But everybody on your team will get that 6, 7, 8 o'clock Monday morning text message, depending on what time zones you're in. And It's just a catalyst to give you a spark, to remind you this week's important. Make it happen. Don't let it happen. Even the name of our podcast and what we're focusing on, it's life. It's what you make it. It's not what happens to you. If you accepted just what the world dished out at you and what was going to happen to you, Lord have mercy. Your life would be a wreck and a mess. But what if you woke up, put the good fuel in with a quiet start every morning? You took each week and you started each week with intention. You grabbed each month and said, I'm going to make this month better. Here's what happened last month. I'm going to keep doing this, stop doing that, do these new things. This month's going to be amazing. I'm going to start well and finish strong. And you said, every 6 months, I'm going to go to a major Juice Plus conference, Juice Plus Live, and get my batteries recharged, learn new things, get plugged into our leadership, feel and see and taste and touch our new products, learn about research and things that are going on with our business, master the new technology. And in between those major events, I'm going to go to a boot camp and bond with my business family and learn new skills and bring my new team members so that they can get plugged in and equip them. But this is just a way to start your week, okay? And hang on here. And then a couple more things. We will have usually we have a special training middle of the month, but we're not going to have that in September because of Juice Plus Live. And then our Finish Strong call will be on September the 25th, okay, at 10:30 a.m. And then we just want you to know you can find us wherever you need us to meet you, online, face-to-face, almost anywhere at Kurt Beavers will find me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know what else. What else is there? Is there Twitch and TikTok? I think I'm even on all those things. But really, if it's text messaging, Voxer, I'm at Kurt Beavers, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. The others are just kind of worlds that I know about but I don't play in. Maybe I will one day. Maybe you need to be the one to convince me that I need to talk with your tick or tick with your talk. I don't know. Haven't quite gotten it. I've watched some TikTok videos, and I'm so proud of what Jill Wagner's done on TikTok, one of our national marketing directors. She has millions of followers. But someone said they lost me. It must be your internet connection. I haven't heard about. Nobody else said they lost me. Yeah, Trey, maybe we'll do a reel on the 3 waves. Hello, Terry Luongo. I see you there. But I can't wait to see you in Phoenix. Going to give a bunch of you a hug. We're going to learn new stuff together. We're going to hold hands, and we're going to like you're learning how to do a relay race and you pass the baton to the next person. We're going to hang on to each other, and we're going to win the race together, okay? Thanks for being here. Share this with whoever you can, and we'll see you next week in Phoenix.